Hello, everyone. I'm Charlie Danis of Capital Athletics. Welcome into a special presentation of the Capital Women's Basketball Podcast here on athletics.capital.edu. I'm joined by Dixie Jeffers, the head coach of the Capital Women's Basketball Program. Well, Coach, it's tournament time. The regular season is over with. A lot to discuss in terms of the tournament, but first, I want to talk about the last 4 games as we take a look at the last 2 weeks after we talk with you here. You split the last 4 games of the regular season, wins over Muskingum and Heidelberg, losses to Otterbein and beat up. Overall, you get the number 3 seed, I should say, in the OAC tournament. How about that?
How about that? I really feel that we've underachieved, to be honest with you, because we were in a great position to hold ourselves into the 2-hole, a great position in the region and so forth. And those things have kind of went by the wayside, so we got to forget about that. And now this team loves to play for the tournament, so let's see what they got this week.
Well, again, before we get to the tournament, I want to talk about those games for a second. The Otterbein game. I've been here at 2 years at Capital, and I've seen some weird things happen, whether it be on the women's side or the men's side. You lose that game on a buzzer beater. It's a normal Otterbein game where anything goes, really.
Throw the records out because the rivalry speaks for itself, and we had every opportunity to win that game at the free throw line and take control, and we just didn't. We haven't played well in the last 6-7 games of the year. Everybody wants to know why. I'm probably the first and foremost that would like to know why, because it's the same kids, we're doing the same things. Things just aren't working for us right now. So everybody thinks that the tournament time, the magical click on, it's like Cinderella, click your shoes, or Dorothy to get you back to
flip the switch.
Yeah, and you just can't. So it's going to be an interesting week. These kids can do it. They have the ability, but there isn't anything from the coaching staff that we can really tweak, change, or implement right now.
It was a very frustrating senior day for your bunch, 66-62 loss to Baldwin Wallace. A loss stings on senior day, but at the same time, after the game, the ceremony was pretty special for those 5 seniors.
I think it's one of the best send-offs for our seniors that we've ever done here, with Ryan Gasser helping along with the PR move of it and the things that we gave the kids, and we paid tribute to just not them, but to their families and so forth. I thought it was a first-class send-off, and rightly so. You go to any kind of basketball program or to any college athletics and play for 4 years, you deserve a proper send-off.
As we talked about, you get the number 3 seed in the OAC tournament. You have coached in OAC tournaments and NCAA tournaments. The pressure seems to ratchet up a little bit. What do you have to do in order to have success come tournament time?
Let me tell you something. I am absolutely feeling no pressure, nor will I put any kind of pressure on my kids, because I think they put enough pressure on themselves. I think it's added by wanting to appease their families and do well for them. And really, I think it comes down to they want to satisfy them more than themselves or the coaching staff. And that's a problem, because they need to collectively want to please one another and enjoy the game and give themselves every opportunity to play free. We talk about playing free and just going in to enjoy the game, and they just haven't done that, and I think that's a huge problem for us. So I'm hoping come tomorrow night that we're able to play free, and if we're not, we're done, and I'm moving on to something else.
And I understand that you are planning some changes. You might tweak the lineup a little bit just to see if you can get the team going.
I'm not going to change the starting lineup. I'm going to go with my 5 seniors because I am a coach that believes you're as good as what your seniors are. And whoever seniors want to play forward, find that energy. They find a way to continue to play to go forward. But we are going to substitute a lot more. We're going to be a little bit more freer with our substitutions and bring kids in quicker off the bench 3 at a time, just to try to get the tempo that favors us and really depicts how we won 19 games this year. And the 6 games that we have lost, we've walked the ball down the floor, and that is so not us. And we need to play hard on both ends of the court, and we need to stay up tempo.
We're talking with Dixie Jeffers here in the Capital Women's Basketball Podcast. Capital, the number 3 seed in the 2016 OAC Women's Basketball Tournament. You're going to get the winner of either Wilmington or John Carroll on Tuesday night. 2 teams that present their own sets of challenges.
They do, and there are 2 teams that are in the tournament, because there's 2 teams that aren't in the tournament that wish they were in the tournament. And I wish that we didn't leave 2 teams home, because what else do your kids have to play for when they know that they have the possibility of not playing forward? That's tough. I've not been in that situation. I hope I'm never in that situation. But I feel for those teams that got left behind, because I think you play such a tough OAC schedule where we beat one another up all year long. and then you're telling two teams they're staying home. I think it's wrong, and I'm not an advocate of it. Wilmington and John Carroll is going to be a good game tonight. I think with the short turnaround from Wednesday to Tuesday to Monday, that's a quick turnaround, long bus ride. So I think it favors the home teams right now.
Speaking of home teams, obviously home court is usually a positive for teams. Do you like having home court in a tournament situation like this?
Usually I do, but this bunch loves to play on the road. So it petrifies me a little bit more to be at home right now, because we've lost 3 games at home, and you're sitting here scratching your head going, that just doesn't make sense, Dixie. I've had teams in the past, one other team in the past that I had a bunch of seniors on, that I literally put them on a bus and drove them around Columbus to teach them how to play at home because they couldn't play at home. It actually worked.
Hey, there you go.
So maybe I need to drive this team around tomorrow night and get off. And we talked about putting them in the away uniforms. I don't know. But, you know, this should be a fun time of the year. This is what you play for as your second season. You know, once you play for your first season and to win a championship. If you fall short, you fall short because you have a second season. And then you try to get to that third season. And our conference is tough, and we got a long road ahead of us.
Speaking of the tournaments, NCAA tournament games coming here to the Capitol Center. Tell me about that. How did this come about?
Well, I am just thrilled because it's a chance for me in my 30th year to continue to give back to a game that has been so good to me personally and professionally. So we did a bid process. I just came off the national championship team committee, and so for 4 years I've been doing the Final Fours. And so it's an unusual year where this will be the semifinals, and the nationals finals are all going to be played together in Indianapolis. So they said, Dix, you need to bid for this, and we know we're going to get some other bids, but bid for it. So we went ahead and did all the paperwork and bid for it, and we were afforded the opportunity, which I'm very, very happy, you know, that we got the opportunity because it's going to be a first-class event. Our floor is going to go offline this weekend. We're going to get a brand new floor. We've got new carpet in different locker rooms. The Marriott has been an incredible sponsor of ours. They're going to be the host site for out there for all 4 teams. And that usually doesn't happen for a Final Four because you don't have enough housing. That hotel's so big that all 4 teams, plus their fans, can go in there, plus spectators can go in there too. So that's pretty cool. And we're going to do a bus escort, for police escort downtown to the coast side for the community, for the social aspect. And then we have Special Olympics coming in here and to do the community piece. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And Otterbein, John Carroll, High Northern, and some other schools are going to come in to aid us. So it's going to be basically a well-run female-to-female tournament. So I'm excited about that.
Speaking of help, talk to me about the role that the Greater Columbus Sports Commission played in this.
They've been awesome. Linda Logan and her staff, Eric Archibald has been my liaison, and they have went above and beyond to ensure that we're going to put a first-class event on. And then we couple High Dominican in that's trying to coattail with us to see how we run it because they have the Elite 8 next year. So I can't say enough good things about Linda and her team and how appreciative I am personally of being able to have them co-op with us.
Before we let you go, Coach, random question of the week. It's tournament time. March Madness is right around the corner. What's your favorite tournament moment during your time here at Capitol, and then your favorite tournament moment, March Madness, whether it be men or women's?
Can I go with my favorite thing for the March Madness tournament, men or women?
What?
Is the last second shots.
Yes.
They're awesome.
The buzzer beaters are amazing.
They're awesome. For me, when you look back on NCAA, you have to reflect on the 2 national championships of being able to be crowned champions. Is you can't ever say that's not the best moment in your life when it comes to basketball.
There is no better feeling when your favorite team wins a game in the NCAA tournament. Case in point with me, when my Dayton Flyers went to the Elite 8 a couple years ago, that was just the greatest feeling in the world. Whenever you win a tournament game, it's like you're on cloud 9. Coach, thanks so much for joining us, and good luck going forward in the OAC tournament.
Charlie, I want to thank you for everything that you have done for our program, and you've been a great spokesman for us on the radio, for this podcast, and it's been my pleasure to work with you as always. And for Ryan Gasser, a shout out to him. Ryan works his butt off, and he does so much for the athletic department. I'm so appreciative of it.
Coach, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Dixie Jeffers joining us here on the Capitol Women's Basketball Podcast. For more, go to athletics.capitol.edu. For Capitol Athletics, I'm Charlie Danis.
And I'm Dixie Jeffers.
We'll see you next time.